Some Christians claim to have all the answers to life's problems. Yet, there is one question they cannot thoroughly answer. Christianity's biggest problem. Welcome to Into the Desert, exploring the wilderness of ideas. Don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons, and if you'd like to support our channel and our mission of encouraging discussion, not division, please join us on Patreon. The link is in the description. In a recent video, we discussed atheism's biggest mistake. In the comment section, an atheist complained that we were ignoring a fatal flaw for Christianity. In logic, this is called the tu quo qui fallacy, or the you too fallacy, trying to ignore a problem by changing the topic to something else. While we pointed this out, we also said it was a valid question. While we were not going to change the subject from what was discussed in the video, we would take it up in the future. The counter-argument was the problem of evil. This is an ancient problem, going back at least to Plato. The short version asks, if God is all good, he would oppose evil. If God were all-powerful, he could stop evil. Evil exists. Therefore, God is either not all good or all-powerful. The argument has a few implied premises, such as whether God exists. While this is an issue for all theists, it is usually aimed at Christianity, for the Christian view of God is that he is all-powerful and all-good. Thus, the atheist argues that at least the Christian view of God is wrong, and this is usually extended to support the view that God does not exist. This is a real problem, and Christians have yet to adequately explain it. As one of my professors in college says, if anyone has the answer for this, leave the class now, write it up, and publish it. The world needs you. No one left the room. While structurally the argument appears valid, several issues prevent it from being conclusive. Before we get to those, let's look at a common response: free will. This is a good partial answer. The idea that God has granted us free will and that the misuse of that gift causes evil does explain much. Yet, it is not complete for two reasons. First, it fails to explain why God would give us that gift, knowing the evil that would occur. In short, it does not completely absolve God from responsibility for evil. Second, it would not explain things that are generally considered evil, but are not the result of our free will, such as natural calamities and illness. Ultimately, free will is a good partial answer, but not a complete one. So we come back to the basic argument. While it is structurally valid, it still has problems. Consider the following argument. All ducks are orange. Donald is a duck. Therefore, Donald is orange. This argument is likewise structurally valid, but also unsound, as the first premise is false. To be sound, an argument must have a valid structure, and the premises must also be true. Here lies the key problem. To assess the validity of these premises with the problem of evil, we must understand what terms like God, all good, all-powerful, good, and evil mean, and how they work. Particularly in the two premises that God would stop evil if he existed, and evil exists, along with the conclusion that God does not exist. To reach this conclusion in a definitive fashion, as the commenter stated, would require a full understanding of God and his actions. In short, to say definitively what he would or would not do in a given situation. Such findings are complex enough to raise serious questions even for other people, and we are people with direct experience of humanity. If it can be challenging to understand and judge the actions of others, how much more so the actions of an infinite God? Can we ever really be in a position to understand all the considerations and factors behind the actions of an infinite God? Take the concept of all-powerful. What does it really mean? Does it include nonsense, such as the often heard question of, if God is all-powerful, can he create a rock too heavy for him to lift? While some atheists might see this as a valid argument, most would reject it as nonsense. Okay, what does all-powerful mean? And how does that apply to the concept of evil? For that matter, what is evil? And what does the idea of moral responsibility mean? These are not even concepts we fully understand for ourselves, much less how they would apply to God. To conclude, the problem of evil is a real problem. It is something philosophers and theologians have discussed for thousands of years. There is no completely satisfactory answer, nor do I expect there ever will be. As to the claim that it definitively shows that God does not exist, as some atheists do, it is hardly tenable. If that were the case, the question would have been settled thousands of years ago. Yet, it remains an open question for good reasons. So what do you think? Do you disagree? Does the existence of evil mean there can't be an all-powerful and all-good God? If you still believe, how do you reconcile the existence of evil? We do read the comments and often post replies. If you made it this far, consider watching one of our other videos and supporting our channel on Patreon. Thank you for watching Into the Desert, exploring the wilderness of ideas.